Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully you guys are having a blessed day. Midweek check-in. Cheers. Got the iced coffee locked and loaded this morning. Guess what? Today, another successful day. Another winner. Trading the same pattern, same setup over and over and over again. So with that being said, before we get started, do me a favor. In the comments, comment below where you're watching from. I want to see how far we all make it across the world, right? I want to see how far different states, different countries. Love to see it. Love to see it. But other than that, I just want to give you a quick breakdown of why I called out some of the trades that I called out today in our live Trade the Open session room. We do this every single day as a team. But not only that, I'm going to show you how you can utilize swing trading and investing to your advantage, and I believe consistent steps, right? Consistency, trading the plan, and using proper risk management is definitely the keys to the kingdom as far as generational wealth over time, and I like to tell people a little story like we bought Amazon, right? 112 2 years ago or last year, give or take. And it's at 244 right now. I'm getting ready to. I got to stop in place, right? Doing that and participating over time helps you get to where you want to be and hit your goals. So, with that being said, what we're going to do today is I'm going to share with you why I took the trades and called them out. It's a repeatable process over and over and over again. Not 100%, but we damn good at what we do. I'm going to show you how we can swing trade using the same system. And I'm going to show you how we can invest using the same exact system, right? And over time, you put the probability in your favor. And what more could you ask for? Because in the end, look, praise to the Most High. Got to have faith. Let's rock and roll, all right? So for my day traders, I day trade stock options and I day trade futures, right? And on the future side, there's a couple symbols that we watch every single day. On the stock option side, there's a couple stocks that we watch every single day. They end up becoming our cash cows, right? What we're trying to do and accomplish, and we just keep on pushing over time. So what I'm going to share with you is a specific pattern that we use in the room. It is our Profit Pivots and Swingmaster Pro AI tag team combination over time, right? And what we do is we sit back and we wait until two things happen, and then we take the trade. One, the color of the candle, right, with Swingmaster Pro trend, and a pivot level. If we hit that, like right here, we hit this pivot, we want to take a breakout only to the upside. If that never happens, then we don't take it. Right here, we have a candle that hit the pivot. We closed. We want to take a breakdown right there, which did happen. Here would be your stop and see what happens. That candle is large, so if you did want to skip it, you could have taken a short trade right here, and you're getting singles and doubles that turn into triples and grand slams sometimes over time. But being consistent, right? Being consistent with something, a repeatable process and pattern, it takes all the guesswork out of what you're trying to do over time, and that's what we do. So today, where the stars at? Right here on the ES, what I called out today, I want to take a breakout right there, which as you can see, never happened because the market went back to the downside. Then it came back up again, and right here, I want to take a breakout, called it a profit pivot breakout right here. Down here would be my stop out. Up here would be about your target. And check this out. If you got in right here at 69.90 and it went up there to 69.95, that's $250 one contract. Could you have gotten $100 to $200 on that first trade? Absolutely, right? You're never going to take a position here and sell it at the very, very tippy top high because that's never going to happen. It could, and you might get lucky, but you can't specifically trade for that, right? But what you can trade for is, like I said, a pattern that consistently plays out over and over and over again. And that's exactly what you see here. So in ES, we're 1-0 for the day. Then the market transitions over. It goes from green to red. We have a red bar here. We take a short, right down there. Up here's our stop out. We want to hold the trade to about right here, a little give or take. You enter this trade at 85, and down here it's at 78, right? That right there is $350. My goal is to get you 1 or 2 winning trades in the first 30 to 45 minutes of the day, because we don't want to create an additional job and sit here all day long to day trade. That's not our intentions, right? And I don't think that that's smart, but that's just my opinion. So on this first trade, could have got 100 to 200 bucks on that. Very, very easy. On the second trade, you could have got the same 100 to 200 bucks. Now you just made $200 to $400, right? In that range. We'll go smack dab in the center at $300. Your $300 right there is 6 figures, 100K give or take at the end of the year, working for an hour a day or less. That's 5 hours a week. That's 20 hours a month on average. and you put that to a job. There's some people that they're not making they're making $150 a day or $200 a day working for 8 and 10 hours a day. Get what I'm saying? Then as you can see, price ends up coming up. You got another price ends up coming up. You do got a pivot break right there. You would have got stopped out right there for a loss. Nothing just you could do. That does happen. But the losses are minor, right? 80 to 83, that's $150 loss. Had you keep trading. But guess what? In the first 30 to 45 minutes, you rocking and rolling. Then you can see we transitioned over here, right, to a breakout. There's another winner. Here you could have gotten a good point and a half, 2 points, give or take, right, or about a point, give or take. But there was some news that came out with right around that crude inventory time. We try to stay away from that. So with that being said, hey, what I called out in that first 30 minutes, we good. A lot of people got green, and they going to enjoy their day. The next symbol that we talk about right here, NQ, which happens to be a lot more easy, or is a lot more simplified today. Not simplified, but definitely easier of how it played out. Same pattern, same setup. Candles are green right here. We come into the market. First candle turns green. I told him I like a pivot break right here. Here will be my stop loss if that happens. We broke out right there. Went up, came back. Oh, we're down a little bit. And then guess what? We come up here. All but hit our 1-to-1, give or take. Right there. Would have definitely secured some profits. 09 up here to 32. That right there is 22 or 23 NQ points. I tell people to protect themselves once we go up 10 or 20 NQ points. Why? Because it happens all the time. So we got our first trade was a winning trade right there. Second trade, we have a pivot trade here. Here's your stop out. Up here's your take profit. And price came up. Once again, you got a movement of 36 up here to 64. That right there is almost 30 NQ points. Then the third trade that we called out was simply we have a pivot trade right here to the upside. And there's another scalp to the upside. Then it reset. People that missed that, you could have taken another pivot trade right here. These trades right here, 67 up here to 80. That's 13 NQ points right there. That right there would have been enough. I would have got break even on that one because I go risk free. Like I said, once I go up 10 or so NQ points. But moral of the story, guess what? What I say at the beginning of the call, we get you 1 or 2 winning trades and you're green, you get to go enjoy the day. So if you took 2 trades on this one, 2 trades on this one, you just made 200 to 400 on each symbol. Overall, you could have made $400 to $800 trading 2 different symbols, right? And that is over your 6 figures for the day. If you just traded one, you still good. I got some people that said, hey, I made $135 today. I'm done. Oh, there's someone else, they made $700. We had someone else make $1,600. Everybody has different account sizes on our team, so you can't let the fact go that someone's made more money than you, because you making $200 on $1,000 is better than someone making $1,000 on $100,000 from an ROI standpoint. But everybody's naturally attracted to the higher dollar amount, but the mission stays the same, you know? The mission stays the same. So here we go. The next future symbol we got right here, where the star's at, is simply this. Same pattern, same setup. Candle turns red. We call it a pivot break right here, and price came down. And then if you were here right at the open, you got another pivot breakdown right here. Well, the second one is the one I called. I did not call that one. People did take care of that in the room, but I didn't specifically call that one. It's a great trade. But I did call this breakdown right here. Right at the open, about 937, 938. Here's our short entry. Up here's our stop out. Here's our take profit. Guess what? This went from 53 down here to 35. That right there is 18 CL points, and that is money. But as you can see, the patterns consistently play out, and we do have other patterns, but that's not the purpose of this call. Here was another pivot break down right there. You could have taken a red candle, red arrow is another staple of our strategy. Red candle, red arrow, red candle, red arrow. Great continuation trades in a wonderful trending market, right? But like I said, I don't want to go over that today. I'm just sharing with you the simplified approach. And that's kind of what we did on the futures side of things today. And now we bring it over to the stock option side. So find the new orange star, right, in the upper right-hand corner. And we were coming in here. I like the calls. I told the team I like the calls. Candles were green. Want to take a breakout right there. And guess what happened? We opened and we crapped a bed and went the other way. We came back up. Now our candle's red. I want to take a breakdown here. I was no longer interested in the calls. But Tesla decided to be a bugger. Then the candle turned green. We hit another pivot called the breakout right here on Tesla. Boom. Easy money. This thing went from 434.91 to 438.10. That is almost $4 on the share side, which with the weekly expiration, that is easily enough to get you 20 to 40% ROI in less than 5 minutes on this specific trade, right? Then I didn't call anything more, but there's some people that took the short here. 10 minutes, they got a winning trade. Some people took the breakout right here, green candle, and then they took a one right there if they didn't get that one. And then guess what? You got another winning trade. Same system, same pattern, over and over and over again, repeatable and rocking and rolling. So that's how easy day trading is. But that's just my opinion, you know. Coming over here to another thing we called out. Let me bring this back up. SPX, we did just buy Ethereum. Let me put this on a 5-minute. I did it by an investment for Ethereum. This specific strategy is our lotto strategy, and the power behind this is we have a lotto high and a lotto low, and what that does is that generates us an option strike for us to take, right? And it gives us a probability, and the probability is very, very high. So today we end up calling the calls out, right here to the upside, and in this amount right there, guess what? This thing ended up going from 49 up here to 57. That's enough to get you 30 to 50% getting stopped out in the trail. And if you use the same day expiration, you could have potentially gotten, as you can see where it's at now, you could have got your 50 to 100% ROI. This strategy is called our lotto because we have about an 80% or 75% edge. 3 out of 4 trades go 50 to 100% or more. And we just keep crushing it and crushing it and crushing it. We're actually on a 15-day win streak trading SPX live every single day for my options traders. They are eating right now. I told them if we win one more day, we coming over to your house for dinner. But other than that, that's kind of how we day trade. This is a different trading vehicle that I'm sharing with you, right? We have other trading vehicles that we use inside of our group. These are just 2 that we ended up going over. But that's how simplified trading can be. So if we come here to the yearly time frame now, and since we're looking at SPX, I'm just going to go to SPY. Why? Because everybody can afford SPY for swing trades. Let me see here. Let me reset this. Make this bigger so everyone can see. And we're gonna rock and roll. Where are we at? We're gonna rock and roll right here. So this pattern and setup is very simplified, right? What this is doing is we're looking for a green candle, green arrow. These are all daily time frame candles. If you use a cash cow as your stock and you trade this and want to take every single stock, you're going to wait every day, come back, get on your phone, right on the app, because the software is on your phone as well, and you just check it out. And if you have a green candle, green arrow, you want to take calls. And we want to take 4 weeks of expiration time, and we want to shoot for 15 to 25% ROI to go risk-free. You could take profits if you want. I personally use a trailing stop, and we rock and roll with it, right? So with that being said, right, what I'm looking for is if we have a green candle, green arrow, does it move at least $2 on the share side or more in 5 to 7 days, give or take? And if we get that, guess what? Since we have 4 weeks of time, we're able to hold that, right? So check this out. Here's one, right? The share price right here is 586 in 2 days. 3 days, in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 days, hits a high of 91. That's $5 on the share side. That is definitely 15 to 25% ROI. See how easy that is, right? Check it out. Right here, 1-0. Right here, 2-0. Right here. That would have stopped you out right there, hit your alert. You could have held it if you wanted to, but it did hit the stop technically. So we're going to call that a loser, 2-1. Then we got a 3-1. Then we go 4-1. Then we go 5-1. Then we go 6-1. Then we go up 6-2. Then we go 7-2. Then we go 8-2. Then we go 9-2. Then we go 10-2. Then we go 11-2. Then we go 12-2, 13-2, 14-2. Oh, loser. 14-3, 15-3, 16-3. This one goes $2 exactly. We're gonna call it a loser. 16-3, 16-4. And we have 16-4, 17-4. So you have 17 wins and 4 losses for a total of 21 total trades. The average winner, right, we could say is a measly 25%. I'm going to show you how powerful this is. And we're going to say our losers are 30%, which is right on line. We lose about 25, so we're going to say 30%. And this happened basically from first trade was right at the end of June, and our last trade was right here, December. So that's a solid 6 months, right? And this is what I consider expert trading over time, and why I preach consistency. I don't know which one of these, right? I don't know if this is going to be the winner, if this will be the winner or loser, if this wins, this wins, this wins. What I do know is I do know out of 10 total trades, I expect to win 7, 8, 9, or 10 out of 10 trades from my previous trading history based off this same exact system, right? So now check it out. If you have 17 winners and you divide it by 21 total trades, because 17 and 4 equals 21 total trades, our win rate is about 81%. That means 8 out of 10 trades from the probability standpoint would be a fair assessment, right? Now, when you stay consistent and build up over time, right? Over time, you have 17 winners and you collect an average of 25%, which it'll be way more. But I'm saying, like, right here, you probably would have got 40 or 50%. Here, you got over 100%. We're just going to say with an average of 25%. That's 425%. Then, with a 30% loser, and we got 4, 30, 60, 90, 120. We go to minus 120, and guess what? That's 305% net profits. So, if you traded every single trade with $1,000 in 5 months, leveraging that $1,000, your $1,000 right now is $4,050. You see that? That is building wealth over time, but that's just my opinion. And since it's my channel, I'm allowed to share my opinion, right? Now, if you have $100, that's you turning your $100 into $405, right? If you had $10,000, right, 10K, that's you turning your 10K into 40,500. Guess what? That's money right there in 6 months. So imagine if you replicate this for a year, right? On 1,000, that's 8,000. 10 grand per trade, that's $80,000. That's higher than some people's salaries for the whole year, and we take an average of only 2 trades per month. You get what I'm saying? You see how easy that is? But that's how we can swing trade, right? And I tell people this, I day trade for my job, I swing trade to grow my account, and then I use the profits of both to invest in the long haul, right? And right here, I missed this winning trade. Check this bugger out. 2 days ago, we got this trade right here, right? And I didn't even include that. So technically, if we want 18, right, divided by what? 18, 17 and 4, 18 and 4, 18 divided by 22. Guess what? The probability goes up almost to 82%, which is greater. I think I feel a sneeze. Oh, there it is. Bless me. So that right there is a probability. But guess what? This was at 687. Look where we're at right now. We're at 693. That right there is an easy 30 to 50% ROI winner. If you're still holding it, that's easy money. So I day trade for my job. I swing trade to help grow my account. Then I use the profits of both to pay the bills, whatever I have, groceries, carb, Escalade, whatever needs gas. That's what I use that for. Anything extra, I take my shovel and I scoop it into my retirement account. So now check this out. We're going to go to the weekly time frame. And we're going to bring into something like Ethereum. And I'm going to give you a free Easter egg on this one because we're getting a buy on Ethereum from an investing standpoint. So you get a free idea from my channel, right? So check this out. And for those that watch until the very end, hey, you good. So if you had $1,000, and everybody always asks me, well, Brandon, what's going up? It's like, I don't know what's going up. I trade a systematic approach and a probability over time. That's what I do, right? So imagine, right, you get something on sale right here. There's a buy. Here is another buy. Here is another buy. And guess what we're getting right now, right? You have $1,000 and you put it into the market right here. You put all $1,000 into it. And it's at $10, right? At $20 right here, this is 2K right here at 20. At 30, this is 3K, right? Right here, 3K. And then 30, let me see. 30. Nope, it goes up. Here's the 3K mark, right? So, check this out. If you buy 1K right here and it goes up to 2K, you know what I'm about to tell you? You had $1,000, you just doubled your account, right? I'm going to tell you to sell out and bring 1K back to the pot and let 1K ride for free. Then as it goes up then to the 3K mark, your 1K is now doubled again, so it's at 2K. Up here, you know what I'm about to tell you? Sell out, bring another 1K back to the pot. Now we have 2K on the side, right? That's our new pot. While we're still invested with $1,000. Then it goes down, comes back up, goes down. Then we get a new buy right there. We have 2,000 on the pot. We started off with 1,000, which you no longer have. Now our total money is worth $3,000, right? If we buy here and buy there, and our new average comes into $18, or give or take, you buy it at 10, and then you buy it at 25. That's 15 minus 7. Yep, give or take about 1750, give or take. So our new average is about right here. 17 times 2, or 1750, is 35. So now we have $2,000 in the market. Our side pot now has $1,000 because we pulled from that 2K to put in there, matching our normal 1,000. Up here at this high, your 2K is worth 4K. Sell out, let 1K ride, bring 3K back. Now we have 4K on the side pot. Then news comes out, market falls, man, crypto's going to zero, and then it pops. Then we get another buy here. Guess what? If our last average of that 1,000 that we have is there, and we buy here, our new average comes up to roughly about right here, right? So now we put another 1K in, so we have 2K back into the market. This goes from 4K to 3K, right? Up here at this high, $21. Up here to about $40 exactly, is almost 100%. But we're going to say the 2K, we're just going to say simple terms, goes to 3K. We're going to sell out. We're going to bring 2K back, let 1K ride for free. Now we have $5,000. We just turned $5,000, or I'm sorry, we just turned $1,000 into $6,000 total. We have $1,000 for free in the market. Now we have an additional $5,000, right, for whatever we want to do. for whatever we want to do, right? So I just took 1K and showed you how to smart invest to 6K. All right, easy money. If you hodl or just buy and hold forever, you're hodling, hodloo, whatever you want to call it, you buy 1K here, right? 1K. Well, up here at 2K or 20, there's 2K. At 3K, there's 3K. Up here at 40, there's 4K. So guess what? Your 1K invested goes to 2K, you're happy. Goes to 3K, goes to 3,500. Falls down to 2,000, goes up to 3,500. Falls down to 2,000, goes up to 3,000. Falls down here to 1,500, goes all the way up here to 4K. And right here where we're at, you're at 2,500. So your 1,000 turns into $2,500, right? This is Team Hodl, and this is SMP AI. And that's the power of AI, using it to your advantage, a higher probability. Would you rather have $1,000 and do absolutely nothing and turn it into 2,500? You're still winning, but I'm outperforming you. I'm running circles around you, right? Our 1K is at 6K, and that's what we do inside the mastermind. So if that interests you, just comment BMT below. I'll make sure someone reaches out to you, sends you a message, and we'll get you squared away. With that being said, you guys have a blessed one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Beast mode out.